In this video, we're going to work on one more problem using the TI-30XS multi-view calculator. As usual, make sure you follow along because I don't have the actual calculator here. And so it'll be much better if you try it on your own, and then it'll be helpful. So let's give this a try. We have to find the value of this very long and confusing expression. One thing you could do in order to get the answer is to just start typing this in character by character. So we type in a 3, minus sign, 2, open parentheses, 3.1, remember the decimal point is down here, minus 3.2, and so on. But right when we get to here, where we are now, we start to get exponents, so we need to hit the exponent key. And then we're going to need to use parentheses within the exponents and do addition inside those parentheses, and it just gets very confusing. And it's really easy to make a mistake, to misplace one of the parentheses, to maybe forget to write the decimal point here. And because the expression will be so long and complicated, it will be very hard to check to see whether or not you've made a mistake. It'll be hard to see if you're right. And that's not good, because it's good to be able to check your work. So we're going to do this a different way. We're going to use the order of operations. So if we look at this expression, we know that we need to do things in parentheses first if we're using the order of operations. So the part we're going to focus on first is here. So within parentheses, we still do parentheses first. So the first thing we need to do is figure out what that is. So to do that, we type 2 plus 1.2, which is, 2 plus 1 point, and then 2 again, and hit enter, and then it'll display a value. That value will be 3.2. Okay, so we know that this is 3.2. So what's next in our order of operations? Well, now we need to do exponentiation next. So we need to take 3.2 and raise it to this power. In order to do that, I'm going to do this. I'm going to type 3.2, and that's corresponding to this. And then I'm going to type the exponentiation key, which is going to give me a little box up here. And then I'm going to hit second, and then answer, which is down here. It's this little green word above the negative sign. And remember, when you hit the second button, you get the little green thing, not the main thing written on the button. So let me clean up the calculator. Okay. So we hit answer, which means that the letters A and S for answer are going to be printed. And now we hit enter, and we'll get the value of this. Next, we need to do division. We need to divide what we just got by 20.6. So again, we type the second key, we type the answer key, and that will give us what we got from doing the addition in the parentheses and then the exponentiation. So we type answer, and then divided by 20.6. Remember, this slash is just another division symbol. And we hit enter, and we get another number. That number is something like 2.0073. Something like that. So, and that's going to be our new ANS, the new thing that we get when we hit the answer key. We want to subtract this number from 3.1. So we type 3.1 minus answer. Give that a try, and you should get something like 1.0927, something like that. Okay. Now, let's see what we've got. We did the order of operations, and so we figured out everything in these parentheses, and that was about 1.0927. Now, this is much simpler. What we now have to calculate is 3 minus 2 times 1.0927 something. And remember, this right now is going to come up when we hit answer. And so we don't have to actually write down all of the digits, all of the decimal places. We can just hit answer, and the calculator will remember everything for us. And then minus 32 over 4, and remember the slash really just means divides. This is simple enough that we can type it into our calculator now, and the calculator will do it for us, and it will be easy to see our mistakes. So let's type it in. 3 minus 2. And then the next thing we're going to type, this is answer, remember? Because that's the last computation we did was subtracting this, which was about 2.0073, something like that, from 3.1. So to answer, this just means take answer and multiply it by 2. And then we want to subtract 32 over 4. Hit enter, and you should get negative 7.18539.6, something like that. The problem says to round to 2 decimal places, so we round up here, and we get negative 7.19. And that's our answer.